And Michael said, some of you that may not know me, I'm David Perez. I'm the Vice President and Chief Information Officer here at Eisenhower Medical Center, so welcome. The question I'm probably asked most often about the question we're asked the most often is, why is Eisenhower doing this? Why is Eisenhower, subsidizing 50% of an EHR for our affiliated physicians? And I'm going to kind of take you back about a couple of years ago. Aubrey Surflin, the CEO, and myself were at a conference, and at that time what was introduced to us was a product called Relay Health. And Relay Health, some of you may be on it, some of you may not be on it, was a virtual exchange that if we made the investment, we were going to be able to offer to our affiliate physicians, where we can exchange information between Eisenhower and the affiliated hospitals. And using Relay Health, at that time, the physicians can log on, the physicians and the physician offices can log on and have this virtual exchange of getting the results back for lab and radiology at that time. We now can add pathology. So Aubrey and I got together and we said, this might be kind of a cool thing to offer, and as well as that the patients were able to electronically connect with their physicians, and they can message their physician, they can request appointment requests, and the physicians can do electronic prescribing. So we went ahead and signed up with Relay Health and began that initiative. And then not too far long after that, the Stark Law was relaxed. And what the Stark Law did before was it prohibited the hospitals from helping the physicians in any way with any type of, with anything, software, hardware, lease space, rental space, etc. So the Stark Law has been in place for many, many years, but they relaxed it with this whole electronic health record movement. And the relaxation was that the health systems can now subsidize affiliated physicians, non-employed physicians, with an EHR. So again, we met and we decided, this would be another really good thing that we can reach out to our affiliated physicians, and not only for the physician's benefit, but for the patient's benefit also, keeping in mind that we're going to keep Relay Health as the virtual exchange for any physician that wanted to use it. So we started off looking at different vendors. I probably looked at about 6 top vendors. I follow it's like the consumer. It's the consumer report for healthcare. It's called CLASS, and we took the top 6 of them and started looking at the top 6 EHRs. And one thing I wanted to make sure that the EHR was CCHIT certified, and that's what the government is going to insist that if you meet meaningful use, you're going to have a vendor that is CCHIT certified. So that was number 1. We needed to make sure that they were going to be certified. The other thing that we were looking at is we were also looking at costs that it was going to be for Eisenhower and costs for the physician offices. And then thirdly, also, we wanted to make sure that whatever vendor we went with, they were going to be around for the long term. Over the last 2 years, there has been numerous mom and pop boutique EHR companies popping up left and right, given what the government is doing right now in healthcare. So we needed to be careful with that, that they weren't trying to start small companies and hope that a major vendor would acquire them and they'd make money and they'd be done. So we went ahead and made the decision to go with McKesson. We've been a business partner with McKesson for many, many years here at Eisenhower. They are our core HIS system, health information system, and our core clinical documentation system vendor. So we made the decision to stay with McKesson. Our business relationship has been going very well with them. And so we made the decision to go ahead and with Practice Partner. Next came the challenge. At that time was going to be a huge challenge for our information system department to be able to go out and, 1, market the Practice Partner, do the hardware purchasing, do the implementation, and then do the training, and then doing the ongoing support. I did not have the staff in-house to be able to take on that challenge, given everything we were doing here on the campus. So we had to look to a third-party partner, a VAR, we call it, a third-party VAR, to take on this initiative for us. We looked at, I would say, probably 3 different ones that were local. I also called a couple other CIOs that already had started down this path, and we chose AZCOMP. They were a local vendor. They had received high marks already working with Practice Partners, so they were familiar with the application. They had committed that they would put resources on the ground here in the Coachella Valley, which they've done. So that was the reasoning that I went with AZCOMP. So I just kind of wanted to give you a little bit background where Eisenhower is playing a role in this. There's, what we're doing, like I said, we're subsidizing 50% of the EHR, and we're also now offering an option for those that may not want to house their own server in their offices. We will host the server in our new data center. And if I may put a plug in, it's a state-of-the-art data center now. We built a brand new data center that sits right on the first level or the lower level of the Annenberg Pavilion. And it's a top-notch data center. And I wish I could give you all a tour, but I'm not really supposed to give tours into our data center. It's supposed to be kind of locked down, secure, and not known where it is. But it's a really cool data center. Anyway, we can offer that option where we'll host the server in our data center. And the advantage for that is the physician offices, every 3 to 5 years, typically you have to replace your server, so you have to go through that repurchasing of a new server or upgrading the server. And then there's always a server maintenance, not always, you can choose not to have the server maintenance, but I would highly advise against that. You have a server maintenance that you have to pay a vendor. We use HP and Dell for our hardware maintenance. So by hosting it in Eisenhower's data center, it eliminates that additional cost for the physician offices, and we can do that legally. We've checked everything out. Some hospitals are holding back from doing the hosting because they're not sure. No one's challenged the Stark Law yet, but we're moving forward because we honestly believe as long as we own the hardware, which we will own the hardware, the software belongs to the physicians, that it's legally acceptable. So you've got the two options, I think Michael or someone will probably talk about, is where you have the server, meaning where the data runs on in your own office, or Eisenhower will host it for you. And I've got a separate rack in the data center for Practice Partner. And so if anyone wanted to come and see where their data actually was residing, we do have the Practice Partner servers on a completely separate rack within the data center, mostly because AZCOMP support is the one who's really supporting that server and supporting the software that lives on the server, not my department.